What's up, ladies? Welcome back to Competitive Female Training's YouTube channel. I am Coach Shawna. Today I'm going to talk about wrist pain. This is something that we often have our athletes come to us telling us that one wrist or sometimes even both wrists are really bothering them, and what can they do to fix it. Now, more often than not, I see wrist pain in your non-dominant side, and I see this as a result of passively having weight bearing on that side. What that means is when you are in a push-up, in a handstand push-up, or when you have your barbell overhead, you're passively allowing the weight to press those fingers down instead of actively resisting. What that's going to do is that's going to create a lot of unnecessary tension on that wrist. So, the easiest fix that you can make is to be aware of what you're doing when you're in that flexed position, and then consciously think about resisting. So the easiest way to demo this is going to be with a barbell. So let's say we are in that overhead squat position, right? And your right arm is your control arm. Most of us are right-handed. So I'm pushing up strong and I'm gripping really nice and tight on that right hand, right? Well, oftentimes the athlete will, on their left side, let that barbell roll that wrist back, and they're not conscious of pushing up with the same intensity as they are with their right arm. So what I want you to think about is when you've got that barbell overhead, you're consciously pushing up equally with that left wrist. Or if you're left-handed, of course, your right hand might be the one that's affected. It's going to be the same thing if you're in a handstand walk, a handstand push-up, or a regular push-up. So when you get down into that plank position, we oftentimes naturally internally rotate our right arm. So it's going to look, you get down on the ground and you'll watch, and my wrist sets in place here and my shoulder locks in here. But my left arm doesn't naturally do that as intentionally. So I have to lock that wrist in, and then from there, I should have active pressure on both hands. I shouldn't be passively letting this wrist drive down to the ground. I want to be pressing up with those fingers on both sides. This is going to protect that wrist from taking the brunt of all of this weight. And it's going to be the same thing when you get upside down for your handstand push-ups or your handstand walks. And you'll feel, now that I'm bringing it to your attention, you'll feel the difference. Your right arm is locked out nice and tight overhead, and your left arm, we tend to be a little bit more passive and loose. So when you guys kick up for your handstand push-ups or your handstand walks, I want you to consciously think about using these fingers and pressing into the ground to help support this whole side, which then means that this left wrist, or again, if you're left-handed, your right wrist, won't be taking as much passive weight, if you will. Be active, push hard. This is going to protect that wrist, and over time, that's going to positively impact how your wrists feel. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to comment below, shoot us an email, and I hope this helped with your wrists. And yeah, keep watching for more content to come.